Lewis Hamilton in Ferrari red, an image that still feels surreal. But how does his former boss, Toto Wolff, really feel about it? In a fascinating interview, Wolff opened up about Hamilton's departure, Mercedes' next big talent, Kimi Antonelli, and even the team's 2025 title chances. But is there more to this story than meets the eye? Before we dive into the real meaning behind Wolff's words, make sure you subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. With the F1 season approaching fast, you don't want to miss a second of this drama.
Now, I'll talk about your team in just a second, but a beautiful goodbye you gave to Lewis Hamilton. What have you made of his hello at Ferrari, and are you beginning to see him as an opponent now that these pictures of him in red have come out?
Yeah, it's a little bit like you divorce amicably, and it's all good, and then you see your partner for the first time with a new friend. But I'm really happy for him, and I told him that those pictures were iconic, that he made, that was so well curated, and no surprise with Lewis.
Had a bit of a prank today, but that's natural. He had one in your car, I think, on the first day. Look,
Wolff tries to play it cool, but that analogy, comparing Hamilton's move to Ferrari to seeing an ex with a new partner, that's a raw and honest admission that this isn't easy for him to watch. And then calling the Ferrari launch photos iconic, is that admiration or a subtle reminder that Mercedes made Hamilton into the legend he is today? And let's not ignore his mention of Hamilton's small incident in testing. Wolff knows better than anyone that these little moments can become major problems if a team isn't fully prepared. Could this be an early sign that Ferrari's transition won't be smooth for Hamilton? Short and to the point, but his tone says a lot. Wolff isn't going to throw shade directly, but he knows how to let doubt creep in. Is this his way of hinting that Hamilton's move to Ferrari might not be as seamless as it looks?
Kimi Antonelli's passed his driving test. Can you imagine the headlines if he hadn't done? Important. How are you going to ease him in, or are you going to? Is he going to set F1 alight, or do you have to take care with him?
He's been in the team integrated for such a long time. We know him since he was 11, and in that respect, you know, he's been prepared. He's ready to go and can't wait.
Now this is where things get interesting. Wolff is clearly confident that Kimi Antonelli is the real deal. But is Mercedes rushing to fill Hamilton's void? Yes, Antonelli is a hugely talented prospect, but he's still young, and the pressure of replacing Hamilton at Mercedes is monumental. Are they pushing him too soon, or is this the perfect time to unleash their next big star?
Just finally, can you challenge this year? Do you sense, we don't know what the others are doing. What about your own winter targets internally? Have they been met, or are you still maybe scratching your head at times with this car?
We've been scratching our head a lot last year, particularly in the beginning. Like all the other teams, we had up and downs, very dominant performances in Vegas, and then other races that were not so good. But at the end of the day, you know, when the flag drops, and we're going to see in qualifying in Melbourne where we stand.
This sounds like a very careful answer, and that alone raises some concerns. Wolff isn't saying Mercedes is back. He isn't saying they're confident. He's saying, we'll see in Melbourne. Is that just standard preseason caution, or is Mercedes still struggling to find their way back to the front? Is 2025 going to be another season of playing catch-up?
One last thing, I've asked all the other team bosses, what about this, if a driver perhaps says something abusive or otherwise, championship points could be lost. It's been imposed by the FIA. Are you okay with that, or do you need more discussion about this kind of thing?
I think we want to see emotions in the car, and there is ways of showing that or not. I think also we have a responsibility towards all the spectators, and I believe particularly the non-native ones, the British, often don't understand how grave or how nuanced the word can be. And in that respect, I think any initiative is good, and if we stop some of the bad swearing, that's positive.
Have a great night. Thank you very much. Good to talk.
Wolff walks a fine line here. He supports the rule in principle, but let's be honest. Isn't raw emotion part of what makes F1 so exciting? Fans love hearing drivers fired up in the heat of battle. Is this just another attempt to sanitize the sport, or is it a step in the right direction? So now, over to you. Is Toto Wolff quietly doubting Mercedes' 2025 chances? Is Ferrari already facing issues with Hamilton? And is Kimi Antonelli really the next big thing? Drop your thoughts in the comments, smash that like button, and subscribe for all the latest F1 updates. See you in the next one.